Hello everyone, I'm Bree90. We are back again talking about how now Ubisoft is forming a €4 billion gaming subsidiary with Chinese tech giant Tencent for its major IPs like Assassin's Creed amid reported financial devastation. Now the other two IPs of course are Rainbow Six and Far Cry, because it seems like Ubisoft doesn't realize the other IPs that they have, like Prince of Persia, Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell, The Division, so on and so on and so on. It seems like the only thing they care about is the three that are currently going, which is Assassin's Creed, Rainbow Six with Siege, and Far Cry, even though Far Cry 6 I don't think did very well. And honestly, Far Cry for me peaked at Far Cry 3. So let's get into this article here from that part place that says Ubisoft forms €4 billion gaming subsidiary with Chinese tech giant Tencent for major IPs like Assassin's Creed amid reported financial devastation. Ubisoft has formed a new gaming subsidiary alongside Chinese company Tencent for its major IPs like Assassin's Creed, Rainbow Six, and Far Cry. Ubisoft is hemorrhaging money, clearly, because they still haven't announced any sales outside of maybe Famitsu, which was like 18,000 sales on, I believe, on PS5. That much has been clear since the release of its catastrophic Q3 FY of fiscal year 25 earnings report, which revealed a company in freefall. Net bookings plunged 51.8% year over year in quarter 3 alone. Digital bookings fell 33.8%. Player recurring investment, the bread and butter of live service games, dropped 33.7%. And as I've said before, and if you're new here, I have played every Assassin's Creed game up to Valhalla. I actually didn't mention it before. I've played Far Cry's 1 through 4, and as far as Rainbow Six, I've played Vegas 2, and things of that nature. And of course, I've played plenty of the Tom Clancy Splinter Cell games, and I played both Division 1 and 2. And the company's debt to EBITDA ratio now sits at a nightmarish negative 21.1x, suggesting Ubisoft is losing money at a rate that makes its financial model unsustainable even before taxes, interest, or amortization are factored in. So when Ubisoft suddenly announced this week that it had created a new gaming subsidiary backed by a €1.16 billion, which is $1.25 billion. I guess this would be won. I don't know why I said euro. This is Chinese yuan. Investment from Chinese tech giant Tencent. Investors were understandably confused. Why would a company circling the drain be launching bold new ventures? The answer is simple. It's not a bold strategy. It's a bailout disguised as expansion. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Tencent always bailing out a bunch of different companies. It's very weird how the Chinese can always bail everyone out. Funny enough, Tencent's investment is a lifeline in disguise. Ubisoft framed the move as a strategic push to, quote-unquote, build game ecosystems designed to become truly evergreen and multi-platform. The new subsidiary will house Ubisoft's most valuable IPs, including Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Rainbow Six, even though they haven't done anything with Vegas in a while, a very long time. The company emphasized improved, quote-unquote, creative capacities, greater narrative quality, and multiplayer innovation. Meanwhile, Assassin's Creed Unity's co-op was absolutely bugged and garbage when it first came out. And as far as multiplayer, they really haven't done a multiplayer that I can remember since like Rainbow Six Siege, of course. But the real story is buried beneath the PR fluff. This isn't about innovation, it's about liquidity. Ubisoft is in dire financial straits. Rather than announce a full sale or admit the depths of its crisis, the company carved off its crown jewels into a new entity and sold a piece to Tencent. 25%. It's a tactic straight from the corporate survival playbook. Raise fast cash by leveraging what little value remains. Ubisoft values a new subsidiary at €4 billion, using a conveniently flattering 4x sales multiple from fiscal year 23 to fiscal year 25, despite the fact that fiscal year 25 is shaping up to be the company's worst years in memory. Plenty of games in the past year flopped from Ubisoft. This announcement also strategically arrived just days after the launch of Assassin's Creed Shadows, which Ubisoft has heavily implied will be its saving grace, claiming today that it has 3 million players but not 3 million sales. They still won't put out the sales numbers because clearly they're not selling like that. But despite Ubisoft's efforts to spin the title as a success, the numbers tell another story. Ubisoft claims Shadows has reached 2 million players but was careful not to say units sold. Many believe this figure includes users of Ubisoft's subscription service, which boasts over 1.5 million subscribers. Since those subscribers get access to Shadows as part of their monthly fee, it's possible that the 2 million players figure is inflated by passive access rather than actual sales. I 100% agree with that. And then now they're doing, like I said, 3 million players, not sales. Notice how games like Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 and Split Fiction have been able to specifically tell you how many sales they've made, unlike Ubisoft. On Steam, Shadows peaked at just 64,825 concurrent players, with numbers now hovering in the 30,000s. Also, Capcom did the same exact thing with Monster Hunter Wilds, telling you how many units were sold as well. That's worse than BioWare's much criticized Dragon Age: The Veilguard, a game that has been the target of widespread backlash. For Ubisoft, this is an unambiguous red flag. A flagship Assassin's Creed title failing to generate strong PC numbers indicates not just weak interest, but fading brand power. I mean, they've been fading, like I've said before, since after Black Flag. Unity absolutely made that brand go downhill so badly. The Tencent deal isn't about creative freedom or player-focused innovation, it's about survival. Ubisoft is mortgaging its future to stay alive in the present. The company's founding Guillemot family, hope I said that right, long resistant to a full takeover, is now effectively conceding power piece by piece. Tencent, for its part, is getting exactly what it wants: deeper access to Western gaming IPs, stronger positioning in live service ecosystems, and long-term revenue potential, all for the price of bailing out a company that no longer has the strength to stand on its own. Similar to how NetEase has laid people off from Marvel Rivals, even though that game is being very well received. Ubisoft calls it a transformational strategic move, but in reality it's just the next stage in a long, slow fall. A once proud publisher now resembles a zombie kept on life support by overseas capital, staggering toward a future that looks more like consolidation or liquidation than reinvention. If Assassin's Creed Shadows was supposed to mark a comeback, the numbers and the desperation make one thing painfully clear: it's not a comeback, it's a cover-up. Because even places like IGN are realizing this exact thing, that they're not showing sales figures, they're just saying player counts. Assassin's Creed Shadows has seen over 3 million players since launch. Ubisoft has announced the player milestone comes 7 days after Shadows launched on March 20th, which they messed up here, and is up from the 2 million reported on day 2, surpassing the launches of both Origins and Odyssey. Other stats reported by Ubisoft today were already revealed by IGN's coverage of an internal email in which the company contextualized Shadows' opening weekend performance, saying it's better compared to Origins and Odyssey rather than the perfect storm 2020's Valhalla launched into. The COVIDs and the lockdowns and the jabs and all that. They said that Valhalla skyrocketed because of that, and that's why, Shadows isn't doing better than Valhalla. There's enormous pressure on Assassin's Creed Shadows to do well for Ubisoft globally after a number of delays and the sales failure of last year's Star Wars Outlaws. Indeed, Ubisoft suffered a number of high-profile flops, layoffs, studio closures, and game cancellations in the run-up to Assassin's Creed Shadows release. Things got so bad at Ubisoft that its founding Guillemot family was reportedly exploring talks with Chinese megacorp Tencent and other investors on a buyout deal, which we now know they sold off 25%. They now sold off 25% of their assets, including things that have to do with Assassin's Creed, Rainbow Six, and Far Cry. Right down here. It's hard to make a call on whether Shadows is below, meeting, or exceeding Ubisoft's expectations. Probably on engagement, they're exceeding expectations, but on actual revenue, probably not. Money talks, of course, and irrespective of player numbers and engagement, it will be revenue brought in by Assassin's Creed Shadows that determines the fate of not just the game, but Ubisoft itself. So even IGN is noticing the same exact thing that the chuds have noticed for quite some time, or are noticing daily now, almost, because they're not talking about sales. Just like companies like Capcom, the company that made Split Fiction, as well as Kingdom Come Deliverance, with Warhorse Studios. It's absolutely hilarious watching these guys trying to cope and seize, like the shills are anyway, around the fact that now Ubisoft is pretty much going to be dead and gone. It's just like this. Everyone ready for the new cycle of Assassin's Creed Shadows? It's selling amazing. Eat crap, chuds. Okay, it didn't sell as much as needed, but it's still a hit. Okay, it isn't a hit, it's kind of crappy, but Ubisoft will survive. Ubisoft firing employees. Ubisoft shutting down. F you, chuds. Yeah, blame it on the chuds, not the freaking bad decisions made by Ubisoft, a multi-billion-dollar corporation. That's all I got for you guys today. I appreciate y'all for watching the video. Thank you all for checking it out. I really do appreciate all the new subscribers, returning subscribers, new viewers, and returning viewers. If you did like the video, smash the like button. Hit the bell for notifications. Set the bell to all. That way you'll get a notification anytime I post a new video. Go live on the channel. Comment below what you feel about all this. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.